tell me what to say.
Hello and welcome to another exciting new episode of Serious Nibbage with SbRebrown and
Gourmet Pens.
Gourmet Pens, Gourmet Pens, Gourmet Pens, Gourmet.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yes, I know. That's what she said. Now, today we'll be having a look at
a classic.
A classic. Perhaps the most famous classic in all the world of pens. The Parker 51.
Dun, dun, dun.
1941 Parker 51. People go berserk over this
This
pen.
is the black one with
This is
a
the
rolled
black one.
rolled gold cap.
Rose gold. No,
Rolled
Sorry,
gold.
you're absolutely right.
Yep.
Rolled gold cap and a fine nib. And for those of you who don't know it, this is what it looks like. Hooded nib.
Squishy filler.
Squishy filler. This is not the vacuumatic model. This is just a, well, not just a converter. This was, as I understand it, the first time this type of aerometric converter was used on a pen. So that's cool. First impressions.
First impressions.
Odd smell.
Oh, let me smell.
I think it's the sack.
Oh, I like that.
That's a smelly sack.
It does sound like a sack. I'm a child. My first impressions were,
Stick it in.
I do think it's, especially this one with the black and gold, and it's in good condition. It was well restored. I do think it's an attractive pen. I very much enjoy the shape. I enjoy the size. I really like they have pretty jewels on the top. So
it's not an actual jewel.
No.
People
but
call it a jewel.
They call it, yeah, referred to as the jewel. But it's pretty. So the appearance does appeal to me. I do, until I uncap it, of course, because to be honest, hooded nibs do very little for me. And this one is like completely hooded, not semi-hooded like a Lamy 2000 or something.
You like them big? Nibs?
I like them big in their full glory and all their detail. So.
That's explicit.
With ink all over them. So. I really enjoy it capped because I really like the shape and all that, but I don't know, when I uncap it and I just see the nib, I'm like, oh. So
I like it capped. I really love that. It's horrible otherwise.
Well, so
we're being violated.
Here, take this second. So my first impressions were, they were kind of mixed because the hooded nib I don't really care for. So. Yeah.
That cat is extremely inconvenient.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so hooded nibs you don't really care much for. My first impressions are very much the same. It is the legendary Parker 51. It was... I'm going to segue here into what makes it special. As I said, I think it was 1941 that it was launched. They thought it was futuristic because 1951, etc. Things about it are futuristic, are special. It was meant to be used with a specific ink, and that ink required a specific material for the sack, which was ply glass. It had that aerometric filler. It had a vacuumatic filler as well, two different types of 51. They come in a couple of sizes, and it looked, at a time when people were using the bigger nibs, the better. Parker came up with this very futuristic design with the with the hooded nib. So that makes it special, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that make this pen special.
It's very collectible. There's a number of finishes. People love it. You get all the finishes, etc. Now, what was your writing experience like, having said all of this?
The writing experience. Okay, this is a fine. First of all, in hand, I find this pen incredibly comfortable. It's light. It's extremely well balanced. It's a nice size, a nice girth. I really enjoy it. And it posts securely, deeply, and even then, it's really comfortable. So the in-hand experience is great, but then I really get let down by the writing experience. So it is a fine nib. It does write consistently.
I would say smoothly.
It is smooth.
It's not scratchy.
No, it's not that it's scratchy. It's just that
it's very fine.
It's fine, and I mean you can't really get any variation out of it. So for me, it's just
Bland.
It's bland. So I don't know. It's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that it doesn't do anything for me.
No.
But I really enjoy holding it because, like, if I could just walk around like this and be like, oh, you know, I have this pen in my it's very comfortable and it feels nice. So, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's an iconic design, and I think that, again, many people go completely ballistic over this model. I'll postpone what I say to my next section, but the writing experience, it's a fine nib on this one, and indeed, I agree with you. It's relatively unspectacular.
But it is reliable.
It's reliable, it's smooth, good ink flow. I haven't had this run dry on me. It's very well designed, good writer. I have to say that. What do you love about it?
The comfort of it in my hand. I find the design and shape of it very comfortable. Like the weight, the balance, all of that is really nice for me. But that's pretty much it. So.
What do you hate about it?
You know, I wouldn't say that I really hate anything, but the problem is that hooded nibs don't appeal to me. So already I'm kind of turned off the pen by that. So that's kind of tough. There's nothing that I really hate, but I don't understand the hype.
Hysteria?
Yeah, I don't understand what's so appealing about them. Like why everybody loves them so much. And I'd be terribly curious to try maybe a different nib to see if maybe that's what it is for me. But
I recall at some point that Greg Minuskin of nib retipping fame showed a stub. Not that because I have a stub that 51 that he retipped, but he had a factory stub 51.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting to try. And
Yeah.
there are brought-on nibs too, except that I think that the vast majority of these pens you find on eBay or wherever are very fine. I think to answer the question of wherein lies the appeal of these pens, I think you can compare it to Picasso. Picasso is a painter that you may or may not like. Personally, he doesn't do anything for me, but you cannot deny the huge impact he had by doing something that was radically different from everyone else who had come before him as a painter.
I understand.
And Parker did that with this. It was a unique design. Nobody had ever done something like this. So that is obviously something that is spectacular.
Yeah, but we can't really enjoy we can't love this pen for that reason because we have the pen now. I mean, it's not like we were lacking it before. Does this make sense?
No.
We are a current generation that has had this pen around for a long time. So
yeah. But when it was launched, it was spectacular. Now it's no
yeah, but I'm trying to understand. Yeah, it's not new and innovative anymore. But
on the other hand, you can say if this is a pen from 1951. I mean, I don't know which particular year this was produced, but it was introduced in 1941, I think. I challenge you to find a pen from the 40s that looks as modern as this. You will not find vintage pens, hard rubber, etc. that have a very distinct
plus it's
vintage
robust.
look. Yes, it's well made. You have to give them that too.
I do. I do appreciate what the pen is and what it's done, but for me, it doesn't make my heart sing.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Same here.
So.
Anything I hate about it? No, not really. Except it just doesn't do anything for me. But that's okay. Would you buy it?
Well, I don't actually. I mean, it's a vintage pen, right? So the price range will vary again. Personally,
nib, etc.
Personally, I wouldn't buy one.
The first I bought is also the only one I bought. Is one that I bought with a 1.3 millimeter nib retipped by Greg Minuskin.
Of course, that doesn't really count, though.
No, because that writes like a dream, and that's super broad, and that makes it very special. But it's no longer.
It's not a classic Parker 51.
Parker 51 because of its breadth.
Yeah.
It is very nice to use, though. So if I would buy another 51, I would buy something like that.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Nib.
But I was just.
But a factory nib, no,
yeah,
probably not.
Yeah.
Is it, or is it not, serious nibbage?
That's fine.
Well, again, I appreciate everything. I appreciate the history, but if you give me this pen in hand and you say, do you really like it? Do you love it? Do you want to keep this?
Yeah.
I would say no. It's not serious Nibbage.
I think the only reason it gets that from, other than appreciating its history, is that I find it so comfortable. And I really wish it had a different nib on it so that I could actually enjoy it.
Fair enough.
So,
well,
anyway, this was very interesting.
Yes. What do you think of the Parker 51?
I'm sure this one is going to be epic.
Oh yeah, people are going. Well, I mean, as in amount of comments, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious, how do you feel? Because most of the time you only hear from people who love their Parker 51. Is there anybody out there who doesn't, or
Was
doesn't?
disappointed.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't do
I
anything.
recall there was a thread either on Fountain Pen Network or FB Geeks, the forum, where the thread was something like, "What pen disappointed you?" And I recall that one person there said, "To be honest, the Parker 51."
Was it you?
No. It's supposed to be legendary, doesn't do anything for me. So, food for thought, think about it, let us know what you think. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you have any questions, feedback, comments,
Nice things to say.
suggestions for future episodes of Serious Nibbage, leave a comment below.
Or requests.
And we'll see what we can do. We thank you for your support, your kind words, your very nice constructive criticism, your viewing
Yes.
of these videos.
Because if you didn't watch it, this would be really weird.
It would be really awkward.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all there is to it.
Yeah.
We hope this was useful.
Absolutely. And we'll see you later.
Probably.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry, just trying to get comfortable. Hello.